Hey everyone, how's it going? It is 9:30 p.m. here in San Antonio, Texas, and tonight I took the time to review 10 listings um, that were submitted to our free listing review service that we have at amazinghome.com. And the results of what I found were actually that 9 out of 10 of the listings that I reviewed tonight were actually optimized pretty well. And this was not the reason that these products were having a difficult time selling. So I wanted to share with you guys what I found. And of course, I always keep people's products confidential. I will not be sharing what products these were, rather the reasons for the tough time selling these products. So a lot of people that submitted listings said that they had great sales at Christmas time, and then after Christmas time, those sales kind of died out. So I want to give you guys these reasons for sales. And then other people said, I'm just having a tough time selling it, period. I don't know what's happening here. So only one listing was not optimized, and this person had not launched yet. They were just getting a review. And of the listing that wasn't launched yet, the problems with it were just that the photos, they only had 3 photos. I recommend at least 6 photos. 7 is the magic number. Amazon ranks listings with 4 or more photos, so you definitely want to make sure that you have enough photos. So that's a good way for you to check that thing off your list for your listing. The second thing that this particular listing was missing was clear copy inside of their photos. They were not pulling the benefits out of the copywriting. So if you spend all this time telling about your product, but you don't show that in your photos, it will not convert well, because people they shop on mobile, they go through the photos, and if their questions don't get answered about your product in the photos, they move on to your competitors. So make sure, additionally, this person's copywriting did not really explain the real benefits of this product. So when I went through the photos, I was like, oh, that's cool. That's cool. And I was kind of looking at it from a copywriter's eye, and I was like, oh, that's great. But none of that was really in the copywriting. So make sure that I'm going to give you guys a 3-step formula, okay? 3-step formula to really define your differentiation. And oh, by the way, 3 out of the 10 listings that I reviewed tonight failed to define their differentiation. So that means they were selling a product that basically looks the same as all the other products on the market, but they aren't defining what makes their product better and why you should buy their product instead of all these others that look the same. And oh, by the way, you got to define that in your copywriting, and you must define it in your photos as well to get those conversions going. So, hey, Nikki, great to see you. Thank you for joining. So number 1, what you need to do to define your differentiation is you need to look at the problem or need that your customer has. What is their problem or need? So if I'm trying to sell this wine glass right here, this empty, sad wine glass, if I'm trying to sell this, I need to, hey, Justin, I need to find out what is the need that a person who buys a wine glass has. Maybe it's not a problem. Maybe I do have a problem if I have an empty wine glass. But if I'm looking for a new wine glass on Amazon, there's a lot of these, right? There's a lot of wine glasses to choose from. So I'm either going to emotionally connect with that customer, or I'm going to tell them that something about my product is better and it meets their needs. So let's think about that. What is the need that somebody looking for a wine glass has? We need to study that. We need to really go out there on Reddit, join the Facebook groups of wine lovers, go to an event where people drink wine, visit a restaurant that is famous for wine, and talk to people and find out what is your need. Like, what are you loving about, like, what do you look for when you buy wine glasses? So, get into their head and really figure that out. So the second thing to define your differentiation is make sure that you define specifically how your product meets that need better than your competitors or solves that problem better than your competitors. So if I just have this simple wine glass, it's going to be really hard, but I can get creative. Maybe this is the right size that, this is the most popular size of wine glass. And I point that out to my customers. Like, this is the perfect size for that perfect glass of wine that 99.9% of wine drinkers love. It feels great in your hand. It's the perfect shape. Maybe you do a better job of explaining the shape in the hand better than every competitor out there. Well, that's great. You now have an emotional connection to that customer, because let me tell you, buying something is a psychological experience. So we want to make sure that we are really focused on what is their need, what is their problem, and how do I solve it? And even if this wine glass is the same exact wine glass as 100 million other wine glasses out there, if I do a better job of saying that this shape fits perfectly in your hand, it is the perfect size that 99.9% of wine drinkers prefer, I'm going to buy this. Because now you've shown me your authority in the space, and you've shown me why I should buy this and not one of the other ones. You've made a connection with me. But I can't just say that in the copywriting. I have to show that in my photos. So it's really, really important to define your differentiation. The third part of that, so we've got the problem, we've got the solution. The third part of that is, what does their life look like with your product in it? So really, if I'm selling this wine glass, I want to enjoy my evening. Enjoy your evening without extra wine rings on the table, or, whatever it is, without having to go refill a bunch of times because this is the perfect size. Whatever it is, but then show that in your photo. Show somebody having a great time drinking wine, talking to someone in their home or at a winery, whatever, but show it in their life. So I know, lifestyle photos are always a big thing, but definitely show your product in their life and get them to get a little bit emotionally connected with it there. So that's what I want you to do. And I want you to show that in your photos. If you're selling a product that is essentially the same as every other product out there, you just have to do a better job of describing it and emotionally connecting with your audience. So that's my formula to do that. Problem, solution, what does their life look like now? Show it in your photos, describe it in your copy, and you'll win. We've done this with tons of products, and it definitely improves conversions, okay? So that's step one. So most of the listings that I saw tonight did not do a good job of that, unfortunately. Many people are selling very seemingly premium products, but they're not explaining why I should pay more or why this product is better, particularly for me. How are you speaking to me, the individual customer, right? So let me just kind of go into, all right, so the first one, as I explained, was just not optimized. And the things that we just talked about are the things that could make it be optimized. More photos and just making sure you're using up some more of the bullet point space. This person had very short bullet points. So really making sure that you fit 2 to 3 important keyword phrases in each bullet point. I use Seller SEO's Listing Lightning tool to do this because it automatically gives me the keyword phrases that I should be using. And it writes me some really, really great page 1 optimized listings. But remember, we want to make sure that we are doing really great job with our photos and defining our differentiation, as well as fitting those SEO phrases in it. So you can get that tool at sellerseo.com. It's a really great tool. So the next thing is, the next listing had the wrong keyword. So they were using a keyword that had a very, very small search volume. So I looked at this product, and luckily this product could actually be listed under a more broad keyword. So I used a keyword research tool, not an Amazon keyword research tool. I like to use keyword research tools like Google's Keyword Planner, Ubersuggest. In tonight's reviews, I used a new one that I'm part of a beta for called Brand Overflow. And I looked and saw that this particular keyword, there was only 10 searches a month, very, very low. But I looked at the suggested or related keywords and I saw that there were other keywords that this product would also fit under. Then I went on Amazon and I put that keyword, that related keyword, into the search bar and I looked at the results. And there were none of these particular products in those results. So the solution in this case is to rewrite the listing and make sure that you're using the new keyword throughout the listing so that you can re-rank for that and get those sales going. So in this case, it was really great because there's another keyword that we could use to rank for, and this product was kind of broad where it could be many different things. Many of the other listings that I saw were not in that category where we couldn't really call it something else. It wouldn't really, fit under that. The next thing, I found 2 listings that were priced too high compared to the competition on Amazon. So if you looked at this product, it was just priced too high. And if you scroll down, there's 50 pages of ads that are all priced lower and basically the same product. But if the competition is not too high, if it's not too saturated, you can do pretty well actually running external traffic. So if you make your brand, so if you're trying to be a very premium brand, right? And your product is the best and your price very high compared to your competition on Amazon. Well, then what you need to do is have people searching for your brand and not the keyword. If people are searching for Gucci t-shirt, then they're going to find Gucci brand t-shirts and they're going to buy that. But Gucci has done a good job of building their brand on the outside, not just on e-commerce. So if you want to have a premium brand that is overpriced compared to the rest of the competition on Amazon, but nobody knows your brand, you're going to have a tough time making sales when basically what looks like the same product is selling for half your price. So in this case, I recommend you partner with influencers. You can do things like Thomason.com, Famebit.com, Shoutcart.com, find an influencer on TikTok, get out there and connect with some influencers that can make your brand be more recognized, or run advertising in channels that are really going to get your brand some recognition. For this, you do want to make sure that you have your own website, that you can show some really premium aspects of your product, and you can kind of like get things going there. And then Amazon is a great trusted channel to also sell your product on. So in this case, in 2 of these listings, these were brands that wanted to be premium, but did not have enough of an external presence for their brand to get recognized. So let's say you have a premium travel product. Well, why not run an ad in a travel magazine? Why not get some brand recognition that way, really explaining what's so premium and so great about your product? In that case, Amazon might not be the best place to sell that product. Maybe on your website's better and you just fulfill through Amazon. So really think about that. If you're wanting to have the premium brand, but you don't have the brand recognition off of Amazon, work on that brand recognition, and it definitely can be done. All right, the next 2 listings fell into the category where they were saturated but failed to define their differentiation. So I talked about that at the beginning of this live. So, these products were very, there's a lot of competition, but they just didn't do a good job of saying what was better about their product. They had awesome photos. They had awesome listings. I mean, these things were great. I rarely can find so many listings where I have very little to say about it. But you guys, if you're not telling the customer why they should buy yours over all these other products that looks the same, put yourself in the position of the customer. What are they supposed to do? They're just scrolling down and all they have to go off of is price and reviews. Or maybe maybe they heard from a friend that, these wine glasses are perfect and they really love them. So, gonna go buy those, right? But the problem, if you're selling one of these very saturated products, then, if you're not doing a good job in your photos of actually explaining how your product uniquely solves their problem, even if it's not unique. If you do a better job saying how it does than your competitors, you're going to win. You're going to convert. Why run all this PPC if it's not going to convert, right? There's no point. So let's really focus on how we are communicating why people should buy our product in our photos to our potential customers. Let's convert them. Let's get them emotionally connected to our products. That's how we got to do it, you guys. That's how we got to do it. So 2 people did not do a good job defining their differentiation. I didn't know why I should buy their product. Another one, they had the wrong differentiation. So they had a significant differentiation from their competitors of a very saturated product, but their differentiation was the wrong differentiation. So they chose a differentiation for the product that didn't matter to the customer. So often people will think, okay, I'm going to bundle this product. I'm going to bundle this wine glass with a wine lover's phone case. But if you're competing with a bunch of other wine glasses, the problem is I'm just looking for a phone case, for a wine glass. I don't need a phone case. So I'm immediately discounting your product and moving on to all the rest of the competition because your differentiation or your bundled item did not matter to me. So often I'll see this with gift packaging or gift boxes. And if they don't need it as a gift, they just see it as wasteful and then they move on to a lower priced competition. So make sure that your differentiation matters. How do you make sure? You study the market. You don't do product research, you do market research. How do you do that? Just like I mentioned at the beginning of this live, you go out and you study the market. If I'm selling wine glasses, I'm going to go out and I'm going to study the wine drinkers. I'm going to go out and be like, what do you love? What do you hate? Like, what is great about this? What's fun about this? And maybe my differentiation is that I have a saying on here, that I have a design on here that is like so trending right now for wine drinkers, and none of my competition is tracking that. And I just did a little bit of market research. So I could go on Reddit, I can go in Facebook groups, I can go into the local bar, I can go into a winery or a wine selling a liquor store with a wine closet. There's lots of wine stores, that kind of thing. Talk to the department manager. Say, hey, what is really trending in wine glasses right now? What's going on? What do people love? And then just ride that, get that going, right? So anyway, make sure that your differentiation matters to the customer, y'all. Make sure. Okay, the next one. I had 3 people that fit in this category tonight. Saturated and no differentiation. So unlike the other ones that were saturated and could possibly define their differentiation, in this case, when I put the keyword into the keyword tool, the difficulty was 100, meaning the most difficult, meaning for the amount of search volume and the amount of competition competing for that keyword, it's not going to be easy to sell. So no matter what you do, no matter how great your listing is, no matter how much traffic you drive to it, it's really, really difficult. The only thing that you could do potentially is to set up a landing page and to try and really do targeted Facebook ads. So, if I'm selling basically a wrench, right? There's a million wrenches. And if I'm not DeWalt, I'm going to have a tough time selling a wrench, right? So, I'm trying to sell this wrench. There's a million of them. I'm competing on price. I'm trying to run ads. I'm doing all this stuff. I'm not getting there. The only thing that I could potentially do other than liquidating the stock is maybe I could set up a landing page and I could, target men on Reddit that need wrenches. I don't know, but it's just really difficult. So unfortunately, I had 3 of these listings tonight that I actually recommended that they just liquidate. Something that is a really great hack if you're just needing to get rid of inventory, you can remove it. You do a removal order on Amazon. So if you're in one of those situations where you just can't, it's just not looking good for you and you're going to lose money selling it, then what I would recommend is actually doing a removal order. It costs you 50 cents a unit, but you can do a removal order and then go take it to a local market. Go take it to a local market or a flea market and just sell out. You might even sell at a profit. You're not paying Amazon fees, so that is definitely a hack that you can use. And then also, liquidation buyers, unless your margins are really good, with which unfortunately a lot of Amazon sellers, their margins are not good. And when I go over numbers with people, most of the time they're at like maybe a 3x, and it's not a good situation if you don't have a product that is differentiated enough to take off. So it's really a tough situation, but get innovative, right? There's other sales channels like Mercury, there's Etsy, there's all different sales channels. You can go sell it at a local market. You can set up a roadside stand. You can partner with your local, specialty store and be like, hey, you need some extra wrenches? Like, I'll sell these to you at a really great price. Maybe you can sell them at a little bit over cost and still recover. So I want you guys to not give up. If you have a listing like that where it's just really saturated and there's no differentiation to define, and you're just not going to get there, even if you improve your photos and stuff, get creative. I want to encourage you to get out there and sell the heck out of it. All right. So the last one, there was one listing that there was just not enough demand. So remember, the first listing I talked about, it was not enough demand, but it could be sold under a different keyword. This other one had not enough demand, and it really doesn't fit under another keyword. So in this case, I just recommended that maybe they sell on some other channels. Maybe they, remove it and maybe bundle it with something else, whatever, and send it back in. But ultimately, in that case, it's usually best to just liquidate and move on. So if there's just not enough demand and you can't create demand for it, maybe you could, again, do the landing page thing, do a Facebook ad showing this product to a very targeted set of people, then great, try that. But ultimately, look at it as a learning point, and really, you guys can book a coaching call with me anytime, and we can work through what you are thinking about launching. We can work through that, right? So really, let's make sure that we're really thinking through, and we're doing our market research before we launch a product, that we're looking at the competition. This doesn't require product research software. Just get out there and Google it. What does the competition look like? Pull it up on Amazon. What does the competition look like? So anyway, you guys, I'm going to end this tonight. I hope that you have a wonderful evening, and I hope that these tips have really helped you in learning how to improve your listings. And we do have a free listing review service. I hope that it doesn't get too crowded after tonight's live session, but I will do the best I can to get these back to you. I really enjoy doing them because I love looking at markets and looking at products. And every time I get to review one of your listings, I get to learn a little bit myself. So it's really fun for me. And I hope that you guys have a wonderful night, and we'll talk to you soon. Okay. Bye.